Hey guys, Range Danger back out in the woods again on a beautiful sunny day. So for today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a platform activated deadfall snare trap. Sounds quite the mouthful. Apologies at first if the sound of my voice is a little bit off. I'm currently running through a bit of an illness, nearing the end of it though, which is good. So hopefully it won't be too much of an interruption on the video. If you like what you see in this video, please subscribe. If you don't like what you see, I thank you for taking the time. Yeah, well, let's get started, shall we? So before we can begin building our trap, we need the components. For this, we'll need 2 V-notched tent pegs, as I call them, 2 same length crossbars, and a small toggle stick for our snare trap. I won't show you how to collect these because by now it should be pretty obvious. If you look at some of my other videos, I've done it before. Just learn from them and then come back to this one. So now that we have most of our components to build the trap, we need a platform in which to rest the snare. This can be made from either a sheet of bark, like this old oak tree here, or you can build it from a little bundle of sticks, which I'll show you later on in the video. So we have our crossbar components and we have our platform. Now all we need is the counterweight for the snare trap and we're ready to go. For the snare counterweight, you can use any kind of heavy object. For example, a long length of timber or a large boulder. If you're feeling really creative, you can empty your backpack, connect it to the end of the snare line and fill the bag up with rocks. Just so long as the counterweight weighs more than the animal that you're expecting to catch inside your trap. For my trap today, I'll be using a piece of this cut timber. So now that we have the counterweight for our snare, we have all the components we need to start building the trap. So first, let's clear a space in the ground to build our trap. Then, dig a small indentation about 2 inches below ground level. Now position and hammer in the V-notched tent pegs with the notches facing out where you intend to hang the deadweight. Use the crossbar to gauge that they aren't too far apart. Now take the bottom crossbar, measure it up to the width of the 2 tent pegs and cut it to shape. Check that it falls unimpeded to the bottom of the hole that you've dug. Next job is to fasten the counterweight to our snare line so that it can safely hang from a tree and do its job. To do this, I'll do a timber hitch and a few killick turns or half turns. Here's how. Take the working end of your cord and place it on the underside of your counterweight. Make a loop over the standing part and then give approximately 6 to 8 turns on the undersides of the cord. You'll have something that looks like that. Pull this tightly and then moving about 2 inches above that knot, make a loop on the underside of the log again. Then take the end of your cord and feed it under this loop. So you'll have what looks like this. Again, pull that tight. This is known as a half hitch. Do 2 more of these up the length of your log. And there you have your suspended weight. The good thing about these knots are they tighten under pressure, so it's highly unlikely that this log will slip out. Now take your toggle stick and line it up between the 2 crossbars. Measure the distance and then cut to shape. Ensure that it touches both top and bottom crossbar with about ½ inch gap between and that it will swing freely once the trap is activated. Ensuring you have enough cord for a snare on your working end, now we fasten the toggle stick to the snare line. Tie 2 loops, feed the toggle stick up through the bottom and pull it tight. This is a simple clove hitch. Now it's time for a quick test of the toggle stick. This trap is activated when pressure is put on the bottom crossbar, like so. So now we need to tie a snare at the end of our toggle stick. To do this, we'll be using a snare knot. Here's a previous video of me showing you how to tie a snare knot. First, take the working end of your cord. Tie a loop over the standing part of the cord. like so, and then tuck the working end under the underside of the loop you've just made to make a figure of 8 like this. Then take the working end of the cord and thread it through both the loops you have created in the figure of 8. You'll have a shape that looks like this. Now all you need to do is pull the working end and the loop tight, and there you have it, a snare knot.
Easy as that.
With everything set up, we're now ready to put the trap together. Place the toggle stick behind the top crossbar, lay the snare out the way, and then use the bottom crossbar as the stopper. Add your platform, put the snare in place over the top of the platform, and you're ready to go. Here's the same trap, but instead of using a sheet of bark for the platform, I'm using a bundle of small sticks. Another cool feature about this trap is, it can easily be concealed. Simply by chucking a handful of dry leaves over the platform, you can make this trap very effective. And that's it, guys. A platform activated Deadfall Snare trap, with a couple of variations thrown in for good measure. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If you want more bushcraft tutorial videos, please subscribe. I'll be making a few in the next coming months. I hope you guys are all well, and I hope you have a good day. Meanwhile, I'm going to stay and play with the trap. If you don't hear from me, you'll know where I'll be. In the woods as always. Take it easy, guys.